Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Olga if you're new here. In today's video I'm gonna share with you 3 beautiful home decor projects that turned out high-end looking and aesthetic. As you may know, not all the project turns out as you imagine them to be, and sometimes we can have hard time with them, and that's what happened to one of the projects in this video. But eventually I made it work and I think it turned out high-end looking and so beautiful. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my new videos. Also, give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it and share with me your favorite project in the comments below. With all that being said, if you're interested to see how I made this, keep watching. So this is the project that I had some problems with it, but you will see how I made it work. To make this chain link, I took Dollar Tree dog toy rings. They come 2 in a pack. First I cut all the sticking out parts as much as possible. Also I actually tried to remove it totally, but I couldn't, that's why you can see the black parts. And I cut one of the rings with a utility knife to make a chain link. Next I'm going to make paper mache paste. So I took toilet paper and placed pieces of toilet paper into a bowl with water. But I'm not going to show you the exact steps and what I used for this paste, as it didn't go well for me, so I will link few videos in the description box below of how to make it properly. And here's how my paste turned out, and I had hard time to cover the rings with it. So definitely use the links below to make it properly. Before covering the rings, I went over the rings with white glue. Then I left them dry completely, and this is how they looked after. Also, when I linked them together, as you can see, it cracked even more. And since I applied a thick layer, it was hard to connect them together. Now, to save the situation, I took spackling and covered the rings with it. As the rings didn't close properly as of the thickness, I tried to cover the gaps with spackling and let it dry. After it dried, I added one more coat of spackling where needed. Then when it dried, I sanded it but didn't smooth it properly as I wanted to leave the texture. As you can see, unfortunately, I still have a crack. And that is why I'm going to use paint with baking soda to cover it. So I decided to paint it with black matte paint by Rust-Oleum. I used sponge and tiny brush and painted it by tapping motions. As I didn't smooth it properly because I wanted to leave the texture, the paint didn't cover the entire rings. And actually I liked how it turned out, so I left it like that and didn't cover the white gaps. And that is how eventually I saved it, and in my opinion it turned out so beautiful, high-end looking and different than usual chain links. Let me know in the comments if you like it like that, or would you cover it totally, or maybe you prefer a different color for that. Before we continue, I would like to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. If you're not yet familiar with Skillshare, Skillshare is a huge online learning community where you can find thousands of classes like photography, illustration, design, music, marketing, and much more. Those classes are great for creative and curious people like me and you, and they have classes from beginner's level to advanced. Also, I wanted to share a very interesting class that I took recently by Lola Jones. She is Olympian and social media influencer. In this class, she shared how to grow your audience, she shared apps that she's using, and a lot of interesting tips and tricks. By the way, there are no ads in these classes, so you can stay focused and level up your skills. And as Skillshare is sponsoring this video, they give 1 month free trial to the first 1,000 of my subscribers that click the link in the description box below. I think this is an excellent opportunity for you to check and explore what Skillshare offers. And we are moving to our next project. For this project, I used an old vase that I have for years. First step, I cleaned it with 70% alcohol. Then I took 2 cups, filled them with spackling, and mixed each of them with different colors. One of them is Territorial Beige by Apple Barrel, and the second one is Country Twill by Folk Art. Next, I started to place small portions of colored spackling here and there, and then went over it with cake scrapper. Then added more of the colored spackling and repeated the process. Additionally, I added some white spackling and continued to cover the vase. And this is how it looked before it dried. And this is the final result. You can see that the colors faded a bit, but it still looks pretty, and I think much better than before. What do you think? and we are moving to our last project. And now I'm going to share with you how I made this interesting and unusual vase. I took this plastic bottle and removed the label, and I'm going to cover it with air dry clay. My clay is by Dash. I will link it in the description box in case you are interested. Also, you would need some water. I cut a small piece of air dry clay and then cut a small piece from it, rolled it with my hand, and covered the neck of the bottle. Then I cut another small piece, rolled it to get one end thicker than other one, and started to cover the sides, so that the thicker part will be at the top and the thinner at the bottom. To attach the clay to the bottle, I press on it at the top and then I press on the sides and make the sides wider. So I'm working on the shape and sticking the clay to the bottle. Next I press in the middle and kind of expanding it to make the edge thinner, as you can see. The second piece I'm connecting to the first one. I start from the top and I'm using water to connect between the air dry clay parts. And I continue to stick the clay to the bottle and to the first piece. And I smooth the connections with my finger and nail. Another way you can make the shape first and then stick it to the bottle and the other piece of clay. Where I had a gap, I took a tiny amount of clay, covered the gap and smoothed the clay by connecting all the parts together. Additionally, I added some clay to the top of the vase to cover it from the inside. I smoothed the sides with sculpting tool and let it dry for almost a week. After it dried, I sanded it a bit. To paint it, I took linen white chalked paint and added baking soda. I really love to use this technique, as you may notice, as it helps to cover some imperfections. So I mixed it and painted the vase. Then I took rose tender chalked paint and painted the edges of the leaves, let's call them leaves. And I painted it by tapping motion towards inside, that way I was trying to avoid harsh lines. But I didn't cover the entire vase, as you can see. Also, I painted the bottom part of the vase. Next, I wanted to add depth to the vase, so I took black color and deep red and mixed them together. And I added this color on top, but I didn't cover all the previous color completely. Next, I added white color and mixed it, as you can see, and went just a little bit on top of the leaves and at the middle. And then I used just white color and went again over the top and in the middle slightly. That way I was trying to reach kind of a smooth transition between the colors. When the paint dried, I gave the vase a coat of gloss glaze and I made sure that I applied it everywhere. And this is how gorgeous and high-end it turned out. What do you think, guys, about this project? And that is all for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up and share with me your favorite project in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more beautiful and high-end home decor DIY projects and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos. Also, I would love to connect with you on Instagram. And before you leave, check out other videos on my channel. I'm sure you will find some interesting projects for you. And thank you so much, guys, for watching this video, and I will see you very soon in our next DIY adventure. Bye, guys!